your brother Ron Heard, also known as R2C2H2 Artist. You are watching We All Be TV, News Free Dixie for the 21st century. Can you dig it?
And without further ado, we have the man of this time, because now's the time for the one and only, the Honorable Judge Joe Brown. How you doing tonight, sir?
All right, young sir. How are you today?
I'm good, man. It's a lot of crazy. I know you're in demand right now for your legal perspective, and also your great personality and light on things. But I got to get it started.
You mean the insanity?
Yeah, the insanity. As they say, is normal. I gotta ask you. It's a lot of things I want to ask you, but I got to get your hot take on the R. Kelly thing. Got sentenced to 30 years in prison today, and I just going to get your perspective, your legal perspective on what happened and what can be. Oh, as soon as I said that, Judge went night, but we'll get the judge back on. All right, Judge, you hear me? Okay, yeah, they like to play games here. But we're gonna get Judge hot take on R. Kelly because that's a hot topic. Judge, you can hear me?
Yeah, R. Kelly. Yeah, I hear you now. I sort of dropped off.
Okay, yes, sir.
We always used to have a thing, 17 will get you 20, and all kinds of folk who come from rural Mississippi and Georgia get it done about. But my mama got married when she was 14. Yeah, fine. But in this day and time in an urban area, but you got this problem with these young girls and we find out can't read or write. Are you feeling threatened by full-grown women who have their stuff together? I don't know. It's just that it was bound to happen. So they went after him on RICO, which is not something set up to get black folk. It was set up to get the mafia. Right. It's about organized crime. I've represented people charged with RICO counts by the feds. It's some serious business, and they didn't use it just to go after somebody black. They targeted individuals that they wanted to ruin. But generally, it was about organized crime. So it is what it is. Let's see what happens on appeal. That said, it's kind of premature to discuss the matter because it ain't over till the fat lady sings, and that's whatever the appellate court may be who handles it for the jurisdiction in question, whether it's state or federal. And he's still got to go back to Illinois for further proceedings on other similar matters. So we'll see where it all goes.
But I just think it's weird though that it's like it's a two Americas because him and Elvis Presley share the same birthday of January the 8th, and Elvis was known for messing with underage
Presley
girls.
Is a pervert for doing it. I think anybody that's in his 20s that deals with a 14-year-old is a damn pervert that he knows to be 14.
But he celebrated though. I mean, Priscilla was 14 when he met allegedly.
I don't give a damn. That was perverted. I don't care when the hell it was. It's wrong. These babies don't know what the hell they're doing. And the theory is as to why it's wrong. Under 18, you can't sign a binding contract because you aren't mature enough to be able to assess all of the consequences. Now, I know that flows against the current trend of 15 to 25. You know absolutely everything about absolutely nothing. And one day after you turn 26, you realize that. So guess what? While we whoop you can't do anything in the 4 years past 21. But before that, before 18, you certainly can say, you better watch your step when you start with children.
Okay, Judge.
There's no excuse. If you have all that money, all that position, and you can't find a grown woman, what's wrong with you?
I think he was like in a state of arrested development. R. Kelly, he couldn't even read for a long time. He's functionally illiterate
Couldn't
for
read
years.
and write.
He couldn't read and
And he
write.
had a problem with his sister, who allegedly was the first one he had sex with. That's a whole, ooh, that's so sick.
Well,
But it is what it is.
But you know what's interesting? Like, you know, you always think of a sexual predator being male. There's a lot of women sexual predators. There's a lot of women that
Yeah, it
are
may be.
better sexual predators than men.
That
I
may
mean, look at
be.
some of these teachers and stuff messing with
That
underage
may
girls.
be.
But I'm actually about
Yeah,
to
but you know, I don't get weirded out about a young buck getting him some grown nookie. I mean, maybe she'll teach him how to do it so he won't spoil any of the young gals who will grow up with a bad taste in their mouth, you know.
I mean,
Literally.
but they could go for the same for the guy. I know women, girls that went to school with me, they knew of a certain male teacher that was known for breaking in young girls, and nobody did nothing about it. He was protected some type of way by the schools.
He
He
should
had a
have been in
reputation for
jail.
breaking in women, for breaking in girls or something.
He should have gone to jail. And then again, at that age range, a lot of times they lie trying to get status. So if it's true, somebody should have gone to jail.
But if this is like Rico, where are his co-conspirators? It's a network,
Well,
right? So where's everybody else?
the point was is child pornography and interstate sales. And yes, there are people that would be involved, but they have the prosecutorial discretion as to who they go after. They can grant immunity under the American law to whomever they see fit if they want to go after a target. They do that all the time. They get low-level snitches and they give them bargains in terms of it's the federal system with a cap on how much time somebody can get, because you can't agree to a sentence in the federal system. That's up to the judge, but you can agree to what they plead guilty to. So there is a 5-year cap, maybe a 2-year cap on the offense, maybe a 10-year cap, and within the guidelines, the person falls where they fall. So the feds don't give the judge much discretion when it comes to sentencing. The guidelines are kind of ironclad. And the judges, a lot of them don't like it because it ties their hands, and sometimes they think justice requires that they do something other than just lock somebody up, but they really don't have any option.
So also, I want to ask you about this as well, because you know, over 100 years ago, they created the Mann Act to go after Jack Johnson, the king of boxing.
They did.
And they utilized this for R. Kelly, the king of R&B, supposedly.
They did, but it wasn't the RICO thing. They used the Mann Act, and that is transporting females across state line for illicit purposes. Jack Johnson was married to a white woman. They crossed Georgia, and Georgia didn't recognize interracial marriages. So when he got off the train at the first stop outside of Georgia, the feds put him under arrest. They prosecuted him. He got convicted. He escaped, went to France, and his mama just had to see her baby boy before she died. So he came back, tried to sneak in, got caught, served his time, got out in 1946, and wound up getting killed in a car wreck.
So I'm just saying,
FBI was set up to catch him.
So why is it that we're celebrating the fact that their biggest targets have been black men who dare to live the lives they want to lead on their terms? Why are we celebrating it?
I'm not celebrating that. I'm not celebrating their being targeted. But just because white folk do it, brown folk do it, anybody does it, doesn't mean you should be doing it if it's wrong. And men need to keep their paws off of these young girls. That's pedophilia.
But it seems like the big targets for a lot of these so-called cases, like the black man is the boogeyman for what ails America. So like Eddie Griffin said, you know, no black man leaves this business without an asterisk by their name and legacy. So R. Kelly, you know, we will celebrate Elvis Presley biopic. Both shared the same birthday, January the 8th. Both liked a taste for pretty young things, PYTs. But Elvis is celebrated and R. Kelly is crucified. Because, like, if you're going to give them for Rico, where are the co-conspirators? Where are the so-called enablers? Where's the network? If we're going to use these laws like this, or the Mann Act, as Judge touched on with Jack Johnson. Now, Jack Johnson did not spend the rest of his life in prison. He probably spent somewhere about a year or under 2 years in prison. Not that, I mean, it's still some time he did, but he didn't spend as much time as he could have. And also, Jack Johnson was an intellectual. He actually owned the Cotton Club before it was owned by the gangsters, and he invented things like wrenches and stuff like that. So, very interesting guy. Now, Judge, I'm gonna ask you this. Like, I'm gonna wrap it up. I know you've been very generous with your time. If R. Kelly was accused of messing with underage boys, will he be facing this type of prison time?
Probably not.
You say probably not. I don't got been thinking about it. If it were boys, I think about Joe Paterno, the football coach guy at Penn State. They've been knowing about what his assistant coach been doing for years. He covered it up.
Now,
And the institution covered it up.
when I was in high school, we had this phrase, "Hey man, be careful. 17 will get you 20."
Yeah, I believe that, no doubt.
17 years old, you get 20 years. It ain't like they haven't done it before. And, I still say he's got a long way to go to explain Aaliyah.
I mean, but you think okay? Thing about Aaliyah is, I believe that her family got her tied in with R. Kelly because her uncle was married to
Yeah, I
Gladys Knight.
accept that. All of them needed to go to jail. All needed
You know what
to
I'm
go
saying?
to
If
jail.
it's a
Except
conspiracy,
they got a
he ain't the
problem.
only
The
one.
victim's dead, so they have no way of proving the case.
Yeah,
but
I think
not the only one, but a lot of people need to go to jail. Hollywood's pretty polluted with corruption. I mean, come on now. Clean your act up.
But it's like, okay,
I'm personally against anybody screwing over a child. I mean, I had so many cases where, ma'am, let the court get this straight. You know, this guy was 27 years old and you letting him sleep with your 13-year-old daughter because your friend girls told you were crazy because she wasn't knocked up so you could get an extra check in the kitty in your home. What's wrong with you? Take her into custody, no bond set, as aiding and abetting.
Yeah, but I knew junior high girls when I was in junior high. They were dating guys in their 20s and 30s. Their family was okay with it.
Yeah, but it
Even in
doesn't
high
make it
school,
legal.
guys are older dating girls.
Doesn't make it legal, nor does it make it right. If you're
I
that old, get yourself a grown woman. Quit fooling around with children.
Hey, everybody, this is Brother Ron. I am asking you all to do me a big favor. Think about supporting the We All Be movement. Your donation is tax deductible. The We All Be Group Incorporated is a recognized 501c3. And I'm just asking you all because I want to keep on bringing y'all quality work through the way that I know how to do best. And I'm going to sing my praises and toot my horn. A lot of y'all were not hip to Dick Gregory until Brother Ron brought him on the We All Be platform, until that Django review we did. Y'all seen another side of Judge Joe Brown, and Judge Joe Brown's message has been amplified. But it was We All Be that brought Judge Joe Brown to y'all back in 2014. And so many others. And we covered so many things. So help us out so we can help you all. Peace.